Stretching is so important to keep you limber, strong, and able to respond quickly. And all it takes is 10 minutes a day to reap the benefits. I'm going to use a chair for some standing stability for some of the poses. Begin with your feet a comfortable distance apart. Let's start with a big deep breath together. Float your arms out to the sides and up to the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, float your arms down. And let's just do that one more time. Lift your shoulders up, set them back, release them down. Do that 2 more times. Up, back, and down. And set your shoulders down into your back pockets. Turn towards your chair. Let your hands rest on the back of the chair and walk back to a comfortable distance. Feet are about hips distance apart. Bend your knees, push your tailbone back, lengthen your spine. Let your ears rest above your elbows. There's not really any weight on my hands. I'm pushing my weight back through the heels of my feet, pushing my tailbone back, drawing my belly button in, and feeling a really nice stretch along my spine and in my low back, behind my hips and into my legs. I'm gonna deepen that stretch by straightening my legs a little bit more, hinging from my hip. Take a big, deep breath. And then exhale and really settle into the stretch. Feel free to come out of a stretch anytime you need to. Make little adjustments so that it feels best for your body. Take a big deep breath here, and on the exhale, we'll bend our knees and walk in. Turn towards the front. Open up your legs so that your heels are a little wider than your hips and your toes are turned out to 10 and 2 o'clock. Bend your right knee, push your hips back. Lift up and bend your left knee, pushing your hips back. So we'll lift up, shift our weight into our right, push our hips back. Lift up, shift our weight into our left and push our hips back. Good. So you can deepen this as it feels right for you. This is a really nice stretch for your inner thigh. Right here is where you should feel that stretch in your inner thigh. But you might feel some work in your quadricep as well. And the full leg is working there. Let's come up and over, anchor down into the right side. I'm gonna put my right hand on my thigh. My left hand is gonna rotate, come down towards the inside of my right knee. And then I'll straighten both legs, lift up at a diagonal, eyes can follow fingertips. So bend your right knee, hips go back, reach down, and then lift up and out at the diagonal. Take a big breath as you come down, and another breath as you come up. Hold this one up. Straight legs. Shoulders relax, knees slightly bent, and come into a side lean over to the right side. Shoulders relax down. Press weight into your left heel and feel a good stretch, anchoring your hip down, lifting up through your side body, shoulders relaxed. Lift up, sweep out. Nice. Shift into the right, hips are going back. Lift up, shift weight into the left, but push your hips back. And come up. A little dynamic stretch just to help us to get a little mobility and flexibility through our hips. Let's lift up, come into the left side, hold, right arm is down. Lift up and open at a diagonal. Just relax your shoulder. Now you can soften this and make it as small as you'd like. Maybe soften your elbow, soften your shoulder. You can also deepen the stretch as it makes sense for your body, and each day is a little different. Hold up here. Legs are straight, big stretch. And then side lean over to the left side. Press your right heel down into the ground, anchor down, and feel the stretch from your hip anchoring down and your side body lifting up and over. Then release up, Float your arm down, bend your knees, bring your heels in, your toes in, heels and toes, and then a little walk just to shake that out. Turn towards your chair. Take your right toe back, lift your arms up. There's little weight in my toe. I'm rolling my tailbone under and I get a stretch in my hip flexors and then release. And then I'll do the same thing on the left side and release. And let's just pick up the tempo a little bit. Lift and release. Shift back, tailbones under and release. This is a really nice front body stretch for your hip flexor and for your quadricep. One more time. Now, hands can stay down, right toe is back, tailbone scoops under, bend your knees, squeeze your glutes, and feel the stretch in your hip flexor and down into your quadricep on the right side. We can add on with upper body by rotating the palms forward, chest is up, and squeeze the skin around your spine. Now consciously release and let that go. Again, squeeze your glutes, open up your chest, squeeze the skin around your spine, and then exhale and consciously release. One more time, inhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze the skin around your spine, and then exhale and release. Step your foot down, equal weight between your front foot and your back foot, hip hinge forward, and get a nice stretch in your glutes and in your hamstrings. I primarily feel this in my front hamstring. And then lift up nice and tall. Take a big deep breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge from your hip, keeping your spine long, choosing the depth that's right for you to feel the stretch, but also feel good in the rest of your body. We'll lift and then we'll hinge. Nice. We'll lift here. And then one more stretch. I'd like you to bend your left knee. Press your right heel back. Now it's a small move. It's not about shifting your weight forward. It's about rolling your tailbone under, shoulders back and down. And it gives you a stretch in your hip flexor on the right side and your calf muscle on your right side as you press your right heel down into the floor. Now shift your weight back into your right. Lift your left toe up, hinging from your hip again, keeping your spine lengthened. And as you lift your left toe up, do you feel the stretch down the back side of your leg? Glutes, hamstrings, behind your knee, into your calf, and then even behind your ankle. I want you to lift up, shift your weight, and then hinge forward. If you need to adjust your feet a little bit wider apart, that's fine. And then we lift up and we sit back. Let's add arm movement. Arms go back as we come into our calf stretch. Arms float forward as we sit into our hamstring stretch. Lift up and settle, then lift up and settle. One more time. Take your breath with you, focusing on your inhalation and your exhalation. And then we'll come up here, step in, take your left toe back, soften your knees, roll your tailbone under, lift your chest up. Feel the stretch in your hip flexor on the left side and in your quadricep. And just turn this way just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Open your heart, palms are forward. Squeeze the skin around your spine, squeeze your glutes. Feel the stretch. Inhale, exhale, and release that tension. Be aware of it, release it. Inhale again, squeeze your glutes, bend your knees, draw your shoulder blades together, and then exhale and release. One more time. Inhale, squeeze your glutes, draw your shoulder blades together, feel the stretch in the front of your leg, and then exhale and release. Let your foot come down, toes and heels down on the floor, lengthen your spine, and then hip hinge forward. Find the sweet spot where you get the stretch in your glute and in your hamstring. I feel it in both legs, but more so in the front leg. Then lift up. And if you want to let go of the chair, maybe your arms come behind you. Gives you a little bit more of a stretch in the upper body as well. And then rise up nice and tall, and we'll do that one more time. Nice. Bend your right knee. Press your left heel into the ground. It's a small Bend forward, heart lifts. And when you lift your heart, you'll feel that stretch in your hip flexor on the left side, down into your quadricep a little tiny bit. Press your left heel down into the ground, feel the stretch into your left calf. And then lift your weight up, shift your weight back, bending your left knee, lifting your right toe up, and feel the stretch down the back side of your right leg. So we'll lift up, set our feet, shift into the stretch. Then lift up, sit back, and shift into the stretch. And if you'd like to add arms as we come forward, maybe arms float back. And as we reset and sit back, maybe weight, arms comes forward. Lift up, bend your front knee, arms back. Lift up, sit back, arms forward. One more time. Nice. Stand up nice and tall. Bring your feet together and let's finish with a big deep breath together. Arms float up and arms float out and down. Roll your shoulders back. Great job. 10 minutes a day is all you need to improve your flexibility. The most important thing is to be consistent. Buy out 10 minutes from your day every day, and I know you'll feel better for making the investment in yourself.